This regular meeting of the Waco Independent School Board is hereby called to order. So we're going to move Superintendent's Report number 5 before our special recognition.
So if I can impress anything upon the board and our community this evening, it's that the STAR test is a completely different test than our students took last year. It's not an apples-to-apples test, and it was TEA's intent, and we don't disagree with their intent, to deliver a more rigorous test with increased standards for the students of Texas.
As in years past, when the state has raised accountability or put in new requirements, they did what was called ramping up. They gave you at least a year or 3 years to get to the new standard. TEA did not do that this year. And our kids grew at a phenomenal rate. The teachers had to teach at a phenomenal rate to get those scores. While those scores show improvement, had this been a ramp-up year, this would have been incredible.
We couldn't be more proud of the work that you have done in the past year and years that have led up to this.
And moving on to 5D.
Is House Bill 114. And this is the bill that was passed during the legislative session, which requires school districts to implement mandatory DAEP placements for students found in possession of using, selling, giving, or delivering e-cigarettes on school grounds or at school-related events. And also, in addition to that, any student found to be in possession of a THC vape cartridge will be charged with a state jail felony.
We are going to move to item 6, so we are now going to open it up for the public hearing.
So this is our proposed tax rate. The maintenance and operations tax rate is 0.7664 over $100 of proposed valuation, and then our debt service rate is 262187 over $100 of proposed bonded in debt to pay our bonded indebtedness.
Moving on to item 9, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding the adoption of the budgets for 2023-2024 fiscal year. Cheryl Davis.
The budgets were prepared on the following assumptions: an ADA estimate of $11,816, local net property values of $9.2 billion with $104.8 in value under protest and $1.3 in homesteads with tax ceilings. The maintenance and operations tax rate, as we talked, of 0.7664, and the interest and sinking rate of 0.262187. The budgets do include a overall salary increase of 3% for all employee groups. It raised the teacher beginning salary from $51,475 to $52,975.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. Thank you so much.
So the next thing is to approve the proposed tax rate for the 2023 tax year.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Item number 11, review, discuss, and take appropriate action on the design, development, and project budgets for Kendrick and South Waco Elementary.
But obviously, we're here today to ask you to increase the budgets for both of these projects. Okay, so first off on Kendrick, you see in your packet and on the screen in front of you what we're asking to revise the budget to. So South Waco is it's a little bit of a different situation, and as far as it's not quite so big a request.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Really appreciate all of your work, scrubbing the budget, looking at ways to cut cost. Really do. I know that is a hard task, but I just am so thankful for all the work that you guys have put into that. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding the allowance expenditure authorization number 6 for Tennyson Middle School alternates. Mrs. Barrera.
because we held off on approving these at that time, we also felt like that the contractor could do better on the pricing. And so during that time, we were able to reduce the cost of those two alternates by $285,000. So that reduces the amount. So this is an allowance change, which means it's covered within our owner's contingencies, no increase to the contract. I just want you to know that, we're working hard to control these costs all the time.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Now we will move on to item number 13. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to claim a good cause exemption under the Texas Code Section 37.0814.
I stand before you again to discuss House Bill 3, which we know was passed by the 88th Texas Legislature to address school safety. The House Bill 3 adds a new section to the Education Code, Section 37.0814, that requires that districts have at least one armed security officer per campus, and with that person being a commissioned peace officer. To fully comply with the armed security officer requirement, Waco ISD is very actively recruiting 12 additional school resource officers.
I do want to say to Officers Freeman, Ramsey, and Pettis, we've done a deep dive in this, and the biggest takeaway I have is to say thank you for what you sacrificed for us. You could be making more money elsewhere. It's a calling to be a school resource officer, and we're grateful for it. You help keep our kids safe and alive, and our teachers at ease.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Moving on to item number 17, consider, discuss, take appropriate action to authorize intervening in lawsuit against Texas Education Agency. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously.